Hello Carpologists, I'm Luke, and today we're looking at JRC's latest range of carp care products, which go by the name of Cocoon 2G. Okay, so first up we've got the Cocoon 2G High Care Cradle, and a really nice feature that you see straight away is that all of the feet are actually adjustable. So if you're set up on uneven terrain, you can level out the cradle perfectly. Coming on from that, there's a couple of Velcro strips at the front here, and this holds the retention cover in place. It also just folds over each corner, so there's no chance of it opening up. Now this is ideal if you need to run and get your scales or your camera, get your tripod set up. You know for a fact that your fish is going to be protected, it's not going to get out, it's not going to go anywhere. Once you've opened that up, you'll see that absolutely everything is padded. So there's no metal bars that can come into contact with the fish, which is obviously ideal. You can see that carp care is the utmost important thing with these products. On the inside, either side of the cradle, there's a couple of little drainage holes, so it drains out nice and gently, so you don't end up getting covered in water where it's coming out far too quickly. All the way around the edge of the cradle, there is a nice reflective strip. So if you do catch a fish at night, it's going to shine up from your head torch so you can see exactly what you're doing. Now obviously it does look quite a big bulky item, however it does pack up nice and small, and it's easy as well. It's simply a case of pulling it together like so, lay it down, and then roll the actual cradle over. The legs then fold in on each other, and it packs away nicely into this handy supplied stink bag. So that is the JRC Cocoon 2G High Care Cradle. Next up, we've got the High Care Mat, and as you can see, it folds up nice and small. It also comes supplied with an anti-stink bag, so after a successful session, your car's not going to stink on the way home. To unfold it, there are three nice little buckles, and then it simply rolls into place. So it folds up nice and small thanks to a hinge within the actual padded base. So as you can see, the base simply velcros in place, and then the mat itself can fold up nicely. So it's probably worth mentioning, whilst I've actually got the mat out, that on the lid and on the base of the mat there's a nice rubber mesh. So obviously water will just drain out, so it's nice and easy. If you want to carry the fish back to the lake actually within the mat, then you're not going to be carrying loads of water as well as the weight of the fish. So like I said, this simply velcros back in place, and as you can probably see, it's really padded. The base itself is probably about 10 centimeters thick of thick foam, and then there's thick foam all the way around the edge as well. Also around the edge, just like on the cradle, there's a nice reflective strip. So again, if you are fishing at night, you can see exactly what you're doing. When you close the lid, there's 4 Velcro points along the front, and that simply holds it in place. So like I say, if you are taking the fish back to the lake actually in the mat, then there's no chance of it getting out. As well as that, there's a nice carry handle which actually velcros together just to make everything nice and easy. So it's a case of literally just getting the fish back in, putting it all together, and then you can just wander it back to the lake with no problem at all. So that is the High Care mat. Next up, we've got the High Care recovery sling. Now this has been designed to retain the fish for just a few minutes whilst you get your camera kit ready, your scales, anything like that that you might need. Also, as the name suggests, it's great to help the fish recover. So when you've done your pictures, you've weighed it and you want to get the fish back, then it's a nice floating recovery sling just to let them get their breath back before they move on. As you can see, there are loads of mesh vents throughout this sling, and this makes it ideal when you are retaining fish. You're going to get loads of fresh water through it to give them as much oxygen as possible, keep them in the best possible shape. Along the top, you've got 2 really big foam poles, and they're actually really high density foam, so they're really buoyant. And then you can probably see there's nice reflective little patches here, so you've got 2 on each one of the foam poles. So if you catch something at night, then you can see exactly where the sling is. It just makes everything a lot easier. Either end of the foam poles, you've got 2 nice little carry handles, so if you do catch a quite decent fish and it takes 2 of you to bring it in, it makes it nice and easy. You can have one at the front, one behind. Alongside them, you've got the main carry handle, and then on them you've got nice little metal rings as well, and they've actually been sewn in place. So when it comes to weighing the fish, it makes it nice and easy. You haven't got to be faffing about trying to find them. You know they're going to be right in the middle, and then you can just hook straight through it. In the middle of the sling, obviously you've got the zip that runs through, and then you've got loads of drainage holes as well. The zip actually runs right to the bottom of the sling, so it's nice and easy when it comes to putting the fish back. Obviously you've got the floats to keep it nice and buoyant, but you can unzip it right the way down, and then the fish isn't going to get caught in any corners or anything like that because it can just go straight out. And one final feature worth mentioning is the retention cord. So it's obviously supplied, has its own little pocket, and as you can see, it's a really nice long cord. So if you're fishing somewhere with quite shallow margins, which then slope off, it makes it ideal because you can put the fish out that bit further, knowing that they're in a bit more water and they're not going to damage themselves. And there you go, that is the High Care recovery sling. And last but not least is the Cocoon 2G collapsible water bucket. Now this is really useful, it's got a massive capacity, so if you've got a fish on the bank you can keep it nice and wet. But it's also useful if you want to wash out boilies in lake water, then you can just fill it up at the start of the session, get your boilies in there. It's also great for testing rigs too, to make sure they sink exactly how you want to. And like I said, the best part of it is collapsible. So if I just get all the water out of this, it folds down to next to nothing. So it doesn't take up any room at all, and it's a really useful little product. So there we go. As we all know, carp gear is massively important, and this new range from JRC, the Cocoon 2G, definitely lives up to expectations. Thanks for watching.